In 1967, 21 pupils from around South Africa were selected to sing in what would one day become the internationally renowned Drakensberg Boys Choir. Over the past 50 years, some of the country's most celebrated classically trained musicians have passed through the school's doors. For the last 50 years, it's voices like that, angelic, majestic, that have dominated this valley here in the Drakensberg Mountains. This is the Drakensberg Boys Choir School. Nathan Julius is one of its graduates. The next stop in his musical career path is a renowned music university.
I'm going to Switzerland in Basel to study early music.
How big an achievement is that?
It's quite an achievement, actually. They told me that they saw something special in my voice, so that was really nice of them. Being at Drakies sets you just up for good things in life.
120 boys between 9 to 15 years old attend Drakensberg Boys. Executive head Andrew Stead believes central to their ethos is the boys' own commitment.
It's my first question to a boy is, do you want to be here? And he really must be passionate for music.
In 2017, a critic could say this is just an elitist enclave in the mountains.
The truth is very different. We have a fantastically diverse group of young men, and about 30 to 33% of those boys are sponsored by corporates. My personal belief is that every boy here should be sponsored because I think we're quite a unique South African brand.
I have a passion for music. When I came here for a choir trip, and I was just really impressed of the performance and the vibe of the school.
You came here as an older boy. What was it like to have to learn all those old songs?
It was pretty tough, sir. I also had no musical experience. I just knew how to sing. But I just put my head down and worked hard.
My first thought when I came here was, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains. This is a bit like Hogwarts.
Well, sir, I thought so too when I came here and my new boy here. I told some people as well, this is basically like Hogwarts. It's like we sing, and it's all based around the dragons of the mountain, so yeah. In 1967, this was just another farm in the Drakensberg, but it took the vision and passion of a man who was devoted to music to turn it into what has become a national treasure. Founder John Tange auditioned and enrolled 21 pupils. Within a year, 15 more boys had joined his little singing school.
The thought of somebody opening a choir school here in 1967, on the tip of Africa, so to speak, it's like a crazy idea, wasn't it? And yet it's been so successful.
And last weekend, the school celebrated 50 years with music. The tradition of the boys' choir is a centuries-old one, when men and women couldn't perform sacred music together in public spaces. Here in the Drakensberg, this tradition meets modernity with drama, passion, and excitement. Topping the program was Carmina Burana.
This work that we're performing, Carmina Burana, is a work that the Drakensberg Boys Choir has performed many times throughout the last 50 years. And I think they kept coming back to it because it is such a phenomenal piece of music and because it suits the choir so well. It's full of rhythm, it's full of exciting moments, everything that you can imagine that would appeal to boys who sing. Is in there.
Bernard Kruger, aka the chef, is the school's musical director. With 1,600 boys auditioning for 35 places last year, his nod is a very valuable one. When does that magic happen? When is it that you hear a voice and go, that's the one?
I'd say within 5 seconds. If a boy walks in I can already see whether you're a Draki or not. It's in your eyes. And then once they start singing, that's something that we can even teach them. But you can't teach someone to have that spark.
I was in the choir at my old school and I loved singing, I loved music. So I auditioned. During that I realized that the school could take me places and it will really build me up.
When you were told you were in, how did you feel?
I knew that this is where I belong because at my old school I kind of was sometimes the odd one out because I was the choir boy and all my other friends were rugby mates and everything. And I just felt like I would fit in more here because everyone here can sing. I felt like it's where I belonged.
When they start here, we call them new boys. The rehearsal process and teaching them the discipline behind standing in a rehearsal and breathing together and making music together, it takes a long time and boys are not used to that. So it's very important for me that they stay boys. I hate for them to turn into robots. They have to be flamboyant, they have to be creative, they have to be naughty.
Joining the concert are some old Drakis, like tenor Nicholas Nicolaides, one of our most celebrated concert performers. He was just 10 years old when he started at the school in 1988.
I arrived at a little school. It was like a farm school. This was the hall. This is where we had concerts. This is where we rehearsed.
In this little space?
In this little space. It was a predominantly Afrikaans school. I was an English-speaking boy. They had never ever seen anybody quite like me before. Somebody 4'3" with dwarfism. And not only that, when I arrived, my good friend Zwaibala arrived too, and he was the first black boy ever to be accepted at the school.
So what was that period like? I mean, all of that changed and you were all nestled here in this little valley.
It was really fantastic because we went through the angst of 1994 before 1994 because the community here had to deal with what it's like for people of different color, different race, different looks, different types of people. What is it like to work together towards a common goal? And we could do it in music. Music was our vehicle. The voice, the vehicle of song was our vehicle. When you sing together, you realize that we're all the same. Because we all need to breathe in time, and we all need to deliver in time. So we actually resonate together.
It was the international tours that really made the Drakensberg Boys Choir world-renowned and a South African brand. For 49 years, they've taken to the world stage every year.
Whenever you go on an international tour or to any tour to a different country, you get one of these bulkies. And then this year, I will get Japan then. Okay? When you walk out the concert, we're singing outside. That's where all the cameras come out. And then like all the flashes are coming out. You just have to carry on smiling.
What did coming to this school, what has it done for you?
It gave me such a massive head start in terms of my musical development and my education. When I left, I was already on my path.
You'd found your voice.
You're right. I realized that I could do this for the rest of my life. When we sing together, it's like a sound example of what Ubuntu is. Once you've shared the stage with them, you are connected.